Hey guys, it's Ishani, aka Total Makeup Junkie 101. So today we are going to be doing a get ready with me video. I haven't filmed one of these in quite a while and I had some really fun, interesting topics to talk about. So I figured this would be a fun video for me to do today. You guys are basically just gonna watch me apply my makeup as I do a little bit of like a story time type thing in the background. I figured it would be different. If you guys like it, give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think in the comments. But anyways, let's go ahead and start off by putting my hair back. I'm gonna start off with my eyes by using my Smashbox primer. So how have you guys been? I feel like I just haven't done an informal video in forever, which is why I wanted to make this video just really long, really chatty, just catching up. So I'm taking my Mercier Caviar eye color stick in Amethyst, just getting that all over my eyelids. So I had a couple topics I wanted to talk about today. First off, I haven't really been able to say this in a video yet. As many of you guys know, I did launch my makeup line, which is Rani Cosmetics. I will link it down below for you guys. But I released 6 lipstick colors and the feedback that I have got from you guys has just been overwhelmingly positive. For you guys to be getting your packages and for you guys to be really loving the lipsticks, and the comments that I've been getting, like saying that Rani is now your favorite lipstick brand, and this is not just made up. I'll go ahead and put some of these comments here for you guys to see, saying it's your favorite lipstick brand and saying how much you love them and saying how I've converted you into a, you know, shimmer or glitter lipstick person. That is so exciting for me. By the way, I'm using my Dose of Colors Marvelous Mauves little matte 5-pan palette that I hauled in my Namies haul, and I'm taking this middle color right here on a kind of fluffy brush and just blending that through my crease. Thank you guys for your support, for your love, for your orders, for your positive comments, for all of the feedback, whether it's good or bad. I'm not opposed to constructive criticism at all. It's just nice to know that something I've been working on for over a year is appreciated and is loved and is valued for the amount of time, effort, thought, detail that went into it. Now I'm gonna go in with this darkest color over here, just very lightly, and just slowly start building it up. And I still am going to be doing that Q&A video that I promised you guys on Rani Cosmetics, just so you guys can ask me any questions that you want to about the brand, about creating a makeup line, just anything you're curious about. And I'm going to post that Q&A post up on my Instagram page tomorrow, and that video will go up next week. So if you want to ask me a question, make sure you're following me on Instagram, because that's where I'm going to be pulling the questions from. The next topic I wanted to talk about, which I think is going to be basically the majority of this video, just because I think it's going to be funny, it's a little different. I've never really shared this portion of my life with you guys, but I was inspired by Coffee Break with Danny. If you guys follow her channel, I'm sure most of you guys do. I absolutely love her. And she is recently single, and she's been doing a lot of Get Ready With Me's where she's been talking about her kind of personal dating life a little bit. It's fun to watch whether you're single or not. I feel like it's just fun to learn a little bit more about someone's personality that way. So I figured it would be fun for me to incorporate something like that in my channel too. Dating in your early to mid 20s in LA is just very interesting. I wanted to talk about the worst first date story I've ever had. It's a really funny story to me. It was not funny in the moment. Now, right before I get into the story, I just want to quickly preface what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to go in and highlight a little bit with some of the colors in this palette, but I'm also going to go in with this Tarte palette. It's like their new unicorn palette. What is it called? The Make Believe in Yourself palette. And I think I'm going to use maybe this color and maybe a little bit of this color. So dating in LA, you know, you don't really meet people in person. It's rare, you know, if some random guy were to come up to me in like a Starbucks or something, I think I'd be more freaked out than like impressed that someone actually came up to me in person. So I feel like online dating or like dating apps is just kind of the way it's done nowadays. So I was on Coffee Meets Bagel and I met this guy. once again, met this guy, matched with this guy, whatever. And we started talking. I'm just gonna call him Adam. His name is not Adam. It's nowhere close to Adam, but we're just gonna call him Adam for the purpose of this video. He seemed fine. I didn't really get like the best vibe from him. It wasn't a sketchy vibe. It wasn't like a, oh, this guy's gonna murder me in my sleep kind of vibe. It was just a, he just seemed a little awkward. Some people, they're just not good texters, and that's understandable. You know, some people you can tell exactly what they're thinking through text messages, and then other people, you just can't tell. But usually when you go out with a person for the first time, especially any first date that I've been on through an app where you've never actually met the person before, they usually ask you to go out for drinks. It's one of those things that can last a long time if you guys hit it off, but it can also be one of those things where within half an hour you can kind of escape if needed. This guy was actually one of the first guys I've ever met on an app that actually asked me to dinner. I used Trance in this Tarte palette, and it's a little chunky. That's why I went in with my finger. It's still giving me some fallout, but now I'm gonna go ahead and take a little bit of the one next to it, which is Fairy, a little bit more purple. Ooh, that one's actually really pretty. Okay, I like that one better than Trance. I'm gonna just like layer over it because I actually prefer that one. It's super pretty. Okay, back to my story. So Adam asked me out to this restaurant. And I guess I'll just tell you the restaurant. It was in downtown LA. It's called Far Bar. It's in Little Tokyo. I drove myself, which is what I do to most of these first dates, and it's what I would recommend if you're meeting someone online. I'm just gonna take this color and do my inner corners. Anyways, so there are these two big glass doors, and as I'm like walking up to the glass doors, I see that Adam is on the other side. So, you know, I open the doors, see Adam. I have to like put my brush down for this because this is hilarious. He sees me and he walks up to me and he goes, "Hey," puts his arm, like one arm around me. Let me like zoom out to show you guys this like intensely, okay? So, sorry, this is like my mirror right here. Anyways, literally I walk up to him, takes one arm, puts it around me like sideways. So I'm here like sideways. It's not like a legit hug, like two arms. It's like a sideways, like awkward, "Hey," pat, pat, and then like takes his arm around. And I was just like, that was the most awkward hug I've ever experienced in my entire life. A lot of times when you meet people in person for the first time, you're kind of like, "Hey, I'm Ishani. Hey, I'm Adam." Or like, "Hey, it's great to finally meet you." Like you say something as like a welcoming term. No, he was just like, "Hey, pat, pat, our table's over there." That's it. The table we were sitting at was right near a TV, and luckily the TV was on the back wall and I was facing the TV. He was not. He was obviously facing me. Now, I understand if you're a little bit awkward and you're not good at coming up with conversations, that's totally fine. Adam was the kind of guy who you ask them a question and they answer it. It's not like he was awkward about his answers or anything. Like he would answer it, but he'd never ask me a question. And the easiest way to do that is if I'm like, "Oh, where'd you grow up?" He answers the question, but he never asks it back to me. So now it's no longer a conversation we're having. It's really an interview. It's me asking him all these questions, him never asking me anything, and we're straight up in an interview. I felt like I needed to have like a microphone going back and forth to be like, "So where, you know, where are you originally from?" Answers the question. "So how do you like LA?" Then finally, like, the waitress comes. At this point, I've already exhausted career, family, living in LA. They had a really cool vegan roll. So I was like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna order the vegan sushi roll, and he ended up getting like a veggie burger or something. Luckily, our food came, and so, you know, by the time your food comes, you're like, okay, great. I have things that I can like chew and, you know, a little bit of like a distraction. The way they cut my sushi roll up was in really, really big chunks. Generally, if it's, you know, a piece of sushi, you pop the whole piece of sushi. Like, you're not supposed to really like bite it apart or anything. I knew that if I wanted him to talk, I had to ask him a question. So what I would do is I would ask him a question that I knew would take him a little bit of time to answer. And then I would pop a big piece of sushi, because these were cut into really large chunks. I would pop a big piece of sushi, chew as quick as I could, swallow, so by the time he's done answering, I could ask him another question and then pop another piece of sushi. Then, one time, I messed up. I asked him a question that actually ended up taking him longer to answer than I expected. So, asked him a question, popped a piece of sushi, chewed really, really fast and swallowed, waited for him to finish, you know, talking so I could ask him another question, but he just kept going. He just kept talking and talking and talking. So I was like, oh, perfect. This is the perfect time for me to pop a second piece of sushi. So I pop another piece of sushi, and then right as I put it in my mouth, he stops talking. I'm now chewing my piece of sushi, and he is just staring at me. He had food in front of him too, but instead of eating, he decided he was literally just going to stare at me while I chewed this piece of sushi. It felt a lot longer, like it felt like I was sitting there for days, but it was not that long at all, because by the time we finished eating, it was only like 7:45 or something. So literally it wasn't even a 1 hour meal, but it felt like I was sitting there forever. The check came. I don't ever expect the guy to pay. I think it's nice if the guy offers, and if he does pay, I think that's very sweet, but I do not mind paying for my half. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not the girl who's like, oh, if I have to pay for my half, I'm not going on a second date with you. I'm not like that. I don't care. I will pay for my half. Don't even worry about it. It was a little awkward because he put his card down, and then I was in my bag grabbing my card too, and I put it down on the check as well, and he's like, oh, like he didn't expect me to put it down, so he was like, oh, okay, and he just like grabbed my card and stuck it in the check as well. Mind you, the check was not expensive. He got a veggie burger, I got one vegan roll. We didn't even get drinks, we didn't get anything, we just got waters. So literally the bill was like $22 or something. It was not very expensive at all. When we were leaving the restaurant, okay, this was awkward too. I totally forgot about this until just now. So behind us, there was another table of 2 people. I think it was 2 women. And one of them had these really interesting shoes on. They were sneakers, and they were really, really bright gold, and they had like these angel wings coming out of them. He tells me, he's like, oh my God, look at those girls' shoes. And he doesn't say it under his breath. He doesn't say it quietly. He doesn't whisper it. He's like yelling it. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Hopefully it's not the person literally like 1 foot behind me. That's what I'm hoping in my head. And I kind of like saw them out of the corner of my eye, and I was like, oh yeah, those are interesting. You know, just kind of like played it off. I was like, those are kind of different. And then he was like, yeah, they are so weird. I was like, oh my God, this is just, I hate this. Like, I hate this so much. I hate people who are judgy towards other people. I hate it for their fashion choice, for their life choice. I just hate judgy people. We're heading out, and he goes, so, and I'm thinking, okay, perfect, I'm gonna make the escape to my car. And he goes, so, do you wanna like go somewhere? Like, there are some cool breweries around here. So I couldn't even make the excuse of like, oh, it's getting kind of late, like I think I should head home. It's 7:45 on a Friday. Who do I think I am, you know? I just really didn't wanna be rude to him. And I'd only spent 45 minutes with him and knew there's no way we're going on a second date. If you guys, once again, are familiar with the downtown LA area, we were in Little Tokyo, and then the breweries that he was talking about were in the Arts District, which isn't far. It's like maybe a mile or so. But this was like almost 8 o'clock. It was dark by this point. It wasn't super sketchy, I wouldn't say, because there were people out, but it wasn't, it's not a place I would feel comfortable walking by myself at that time, if that makes any sense. He looks up the brewery, and it says that it's about like 1.2 miles away or something like that. And he's like, oh, he's like, it's a little bit of a walk. And he's like, but it's okay, we're just gonna walk. Okay, he didn't even ask me. He didn't offer to be like, you know what, let's just Uber there. Because it literally would have been like a $3 Uber. Like, let's be real. He didn't even offer, like he didn't like say anything like that. He literally was just like, okay, we're just gonna walk. Luckily, I was wearing comfortable shoes, so I didn't mind. This was back in like January, so it was actually really chilly this night. And I did have a jacket, but it wasn't, you know, it was one of those like cute like leather jackets. It wasn't one of those like parkas that keeps you super warm. I have to zoom you guys out for this. I can't do my makeup and say the story. Clearly, I'm not good at this multitasking thing. I probably will never do a video like this again. You know, on a first date, when you're walking somewhere, you think the guy is going to, you know, maybe like put his arm around you, or, you know, if he's really bold, maybe go for your hand, like hold hands. Or at the very least, you think at the very, very least, he's going to walk next to you, right? That's just what you naturally think. You think, we're gonna walk to this place, he's gonna walk next to me. No, 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 not Adam. Adam decides that he is going to basically play follow the leader, and he is just going to book it and I am going to follow behind him. And I'm not talking like, you know, a foot behind him. I'm not talking like 2 feet behind him. I am saying this guy just beelined straight down the road and didn't look back. And I was a good 5 feet, maybe 6 feet, maybe even 7 feet behind him, to the point where like if he reached his arm back and I reached my arm forward as much as we could, we wouldn't be able to touch hands even if we tried. I probably very easily could have just turned around and left, like literally just turned around, got to my car and left. Me being me, I didn't decide to do that. Right now I'm using the Rimmel. This is the Magnif'eyes eyeshadow and Kohl Kajal duo that I just dropped the cap. The brewery is popping because it's a Friday night. There's so many people there. It's like 8:30 on a Friday night. And so there are like no tables or anything available. So we just sit just right at the bar, which was totally fine. And then I'm gonna do a little bit of smokiness using this double-ended brush that came in this palette, using this kind of like pencil brush with the darkest shade. Just kind of smoke out the top part of that lash line. At this point, I don't have anything to ask this guy because I literally know so much about him. He knows nothing, absolutely nothing about me. I don't even think he knows that I do YouTube. I ended up seeing behind the bar, they had board games and they had like cards and stuff like that. And so after like, I don't know, 10 minutes of silence, I asked him, I was like, do you want to play cards or something? We start playing Pasoi was the game we were playing. In case you guys haven't played Pasoi, super fun game, really easy to play with 2 people, 3 people. I think we've played with up to like 6 people, super fun. And I am going to go ahead and use my Smashbox, my Smashbox Photo Finish Foundation Primer. It was fine, like it was fun. We weren't really talking, we were just kind of playing the game. He's like, do you want to go to another brewery? I know another one that's like, you know, just down the street. And down the street was probably like 5 miles away. I look at the watch, 9:15 or 9:30 or whatever it was. I was like, it's actually getting kind of late. I have an early morning tomorrow on a Saturday. And then eventually we get back to the structure where our cars are parked. We had to go like pay in like the automated paying machine or whatever. I'm using the Milani Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1 foundation plus concealer in the number 9 tan. My favorite thing ever. It's literally like one of my favorite foundations of all time. It's like, I don't know, it's like an eraser for your face. Any guy that I've been on a date with up until now, and I just feel like any guy in general, just if you wanted to be nice, walks a girl to her car at the very least. This guy did not. So this guy was like, oh, I parked here, like on this floor. And I was like, oh, I parked on the 5th floor. And he was like, okay, like I'll just say bye to you now. Guys, prepare for this moment. Just prepare for it. He says it exactly like this. He goes, do you like want to do this again sometime, like with the eye darting, with all the uhs. I was honestly holding back laughter, not gonna lie. And I literally told him, I was like, we'll see. Literally never heard from this guy again. Never. Maybe he caught the hint when I was like, we'll see, and I didn't like jump all over that invitation. But yeah, that was my date with Adam. The most awkward date I have ever had in my entire life. I'm gonna go in with my Tarte Shape Tape under my eyes. I'm sure that there are worse date experiences out there. I know there are, I've heard of them. I really genuinely don't think he's a bad person at all. I just really think he was not taught any manners. I don't even think he was just taught how to like function in human society. Like it's not even about like treating a girl. It's just about like being a functional human being. And like, I don't know, just like some common sense. Like, you know, if you're going to the same place as a person and you're going together, walk next to them. Like, it's really, really simple stuff. What I would love you guys to do is to put your worst date experience, write it in the comments below for us, because I love reading things like that, and I love to know that I'm not alone in this awkward dating world. Taking my Mercier, where is it? Here's the bottom. the translucent loose powder. Sorry, I'm like, I'm falling apart over here, guys. And the final topic I wanted to talk about, oh, this video is getting so long. You guys are probably so over me by now. I finished watching 13 Reasons Why, and I wanted to talk about it real quick. I won't give away any major spoilers or anything, so if you guys are watching it and haven't finished it, I'm not gonna give too much away. It's a Netflix original show. You can only watch it on Netflix, but it's about a girl who's in high school who ended up committing suicide. Before she committed suicide, she made these tapes, basically kind of, I guess, like calling people out, or like telling people who basically kind of like abandoned her or whatever, that, you know, they were some of the reasons why she chose to take her life. It is a very, very powerful story. It's not, you know, it's not a comedy, it's not something to make light of, it's not a funny topic. It's intense, and they discuss a lot of really real topics like suicide and rape and like just real raw topics that are important. I watched the whole thing. It took a lot longer than I thought it would, just because, as you guys can imagine, I've just been so busy lately, just with Rani and everything. Okay, I'm gonna quickly take my e.l.f. lip exfoliator, which I'm literally like, I'm almost out of this. Just lightly exfoliate my lips and then probably throw this tube away. What I usually do with this is I exfoliate it, you know, just with the stick, and then I just go to my sink and I take a washcloth and I just kind of wipe off the rest of it, because it kind of leaves like a little bit of like a sticky residue, and I don't like that, so I'm gonna just go wash it off. Okay, and I'm gonna go ahead and do mascara and liner and stuff. I don't know why I forgot all that, but I'm gonna go ahead and apply a little bit of lip balm first. This is from the Heartspring Co., the lip balm that I bought on Etsy. My friend Manat actually recommended. Back to 13 Reasons Why. I thought the show was really well done. It was super powerful. They left the end a little bit open-ended, like they didn't tie up all the loose ends, because I'm sure they wanted to keep it open for a sequel or like a second season or something, which, to be perfectly honest, maybe this is like an unpopular opinion. I kind of would be happy if they just left it as is. I do think Netflix is doing an incredible job with their Netflix original shows. I think it was like Orange is the New Black. I feel like that was the first Netflix original, at least that I can recall, that really like made it big and kind of put Netflix originals on the map. And then ever since then, I mean, they have come out with so many like original movies, documentaries, shows, and they do an amazing job. And I'm also gonna go in with my Maybelline Master Precise Skinny little eyeliner pencil. Don't you feel like a makeup look really comes together once you get lashes and like liner on? All right, let's go in with some face products. I have been using my MAC Gingerly Blush. Obsessed with this blush again. I've loved this blush since even before I started my channel. And the way I've been using it lately is I've just kind of been putting it like back here, not in the hollows of my cheeks, like just right on top of my cheeks, and then slowly bringing it into my apples. So I'm gonna go in with my Stila Heaven's Hue highlighter in Transdescence, which is just this really pretty, like, it's one of those like transformative highlighters. Can you guys see that? Look how pretty that is. It's like a purpley pink shade. Normally I should just leave it at that and just be like, yeah, it's enough highlight for me, but I got this palette, the Anastasia Aurora palette, and I really want to use this color over here, which is the purpley one. I just want to try it. I haven't even swatched this. I'm just gonna go right in on top of that. Ooh. That's pretty. I like that. I really like these Anastasia glow kits in general. This one I haven't played with enough. It definitely looks pretty glittery to me, so I need to like play with it some more before I can fully recommend this color in particular, the Aurora palette. But the other glow kits, most of the other ones at least, I really, really love them. So if you guys don't know yet, I did come out with my own makeup line. It's called Rani Cosmetics. I will leave the video down below where I describe to you guys why I named it Rani Cosmetics, what that means, what this line is going to consist of. But for now, we have 6 different lipstick colors. I pulled out 2 just because I didn't know the way this look was going to go and whether I wanted to do something super dark like Eclipse, which is this beautiful dark purple. I figured if I did something light and not as shimmery on my eyes slash face, I would probably go with that one. But because I did get a little carried away, I actually think I'm gonna go in with Latte, which is actually this gorgeous like chocolatey brown color, but it has this beautiful violet, blue, and purple sparkle to it. It's almost like a reflect. So it really kind of cools down the color, so it looks amazing with cool toned eyes. And to cool it down even more, I'm actually gonna be using the Kylie lip pencil in Love Bite underneath it. And I told you guys in my release video of these lipsticks, my favorite way to use them is layered on top of lip pencils. You can totally use them by themselves. They will build up in pigmentation, but I really feel like these are just so pretty just to transform another lipstick or a lip liner or something. So I'm gonna use Love Bite. So there we have Love Bite lip pencil just by itself. I actually think this color is gorgeous. Even just like this, like I would totally just wear this as is with this look. But I do want to go in with Latte. And in case you guys haven't gotten your hands on my lipsticks yet, I will put the link in the description box below for you guys to shop. I have 6 different colors. They're all still in stock, and this Latte color though. Can you guys see like the sparkle? Should I zoom you guys in? It's like this iridescent purple blue sparkle. It's really, really subtle, but it's noticeable. It's really gorgeous in this color. I absolutely love it. And I love using this with colors like Love Bite, which are a little bit more purple, and it pulls this color more purple. But if you used it with something like MAC Spice, it would pull it more brown. MAC Chestnut will pull it like a dark brown. If you use it with something like MAC Whirl, it'll make it a little bit lighter. It's such a versatile shade. I love it. All right, guys, so let me go finish my hair and change, and I will be right back. Alrighty guys, so there we have the final look. I apologize about my hair. This is like second day hair that I'm just trying to like deal with for the day. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this really chatty get ready with me. In case you guys haven't shopped my makeup line yet, I will go ahead and put a link for you guys to shop up here. If you guys haven't subscribed to my channel, link is down there, and I'll also link a couple of other videos on my channel over here that I think you guys might like. But other than that, thank you so much for watching and supporting and subscribing, and I will talk to you guys in my next video on Monday. I will see you then. Bye!